Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for the club operation, Friday, 23rd of August, 2024. So synoptically then, this was, as of midnight last night, that low pressure that's continued to give us grief over the last 2 or 3 days is pretty well overhead island at the moment, and some fronts ahead of it gave us a bit of the rain overnight and first thing this morning. So if I run through literally to midday today, that cold front has now gone through. All the strong winds are abating, and it's leaving us a very nice, fresh-ish 15 knot or so westerly unstable air mass behind for the day, which should be fine. Spot wind are indicated today 27025 at 5,000 feet and 15 knots at 2,000 feet. And here's the cloud radar. You can see that cloud has gone through now, and we've got a really nice air mass behind, and that's clear that we're going to be able to use. Rain radar is indicating that rain has gone through on the front. There's a couple of possible showers behind it, but I think they're going to be far and few between and won't actually cause us any grief. In fact, if anything, it's probably going to be blue later on today. So this is the actual rain at the moment. If I run it through on the forecast rain, we can see that once this front has gone through, let me just get around to about 9 o'clock. Here's the front now. Once that front has gone through, we're left in a pretty clear air mass behind without any showers at all affecting us. And if I run this all the way through now up until 6 o'clock this evening, you can still see there's no showers behind it. Local forecast is indicating a very pleasant day. Nice and clear blue sunshine between 11 and 1 o'clock, and sunshine and cumulus for the rest of the day. The top temperature here is going to reach about 20, feeling a little bit colder because of the winds, but notice the winds are abating. It's going to be a nice steady 10 knot, 11 knot westerly wind around about 2 o'clock this afternoon, and the strong gusts that we've had overnight are reducing throughout the day. GFS is indicating max temperature today of 22 with a dew point down at 18, which gives it a pretty good split for thermals. View outside the window at the moment is quick refresh. Typically, it hasn't refreshed now. The view outside was very, very pleasant and all good. Temperature 16 degrees, dew point down at 14. And I just wanted to quickly go through the wind. You see the gusts we've had even at 8 o'clock this morning, gusting 42 knots, but the wind's all steadily on the decline, and it's going to be a very pleasant afternoon. Odium's giving us 21 knots from the southwest first thing, but as the day goes on, it's going to become 10 knots from the west, and a steady improvement throughout the weather all day. If I run Farnborough, they've got 20 knots from the southwest initially, with a gust of 35, which is what you've had. And if I run this through the day, from 6 till 3 o'clock, 20 knots. Broken cloud at 1,000 foot initially, rain and drizzle becoming between 7 and 10 o'clock this morning, 50 knots from the west, gusts of 25, few clouds, a height of 3,000 feet, and becoming from 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, 50 knots from the west. Okay, top meteo is indicating a reasonable area for possible cross-country today. Caution with the winds, though. It's still in, these 20 knot, 25 knot winds at 2,000 foot could cause a problem. And if I run through the predicted thermals from 10 o'clock this morning, it's going to be bluish, but thermals to 3,000 feet, thereabouts. And 11 o'clock, still about 3,300 foot. And then 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock onwards, it's giving blue thermals to around about 5,000 feet. I'm not convinced it's going to be as blue as what top meteo is indicating, but I've yet to be proved wrong. So work on a blue day, and if there's cumulus, it's a bonus. But if I run that through, it's going to be pretty good. Possible cumulus coming in around about 5 o'clock this evening, but that's also going to be associated with spread out ahead of the next frontal system that's going to arrive. SkySight is indicating a similar sort of cross-current distance, although it's saying actually to the north and west is slightly better to the north and east, which top meteo is indicating. And if I run through, point forecast now. All this low crowd is going. The cloud base is going to rise steadily to about 5,000 feet by about 11 o'clock, and then it's going to become blue. Blue throughout the day. Thermals are about 4,400 foot, indicating possible 5,000 feet by around about 4:30. Caution, some of this upper cloud is going to start coming in this afternoon, and that's clearly going to dampen the temperature slightly. But top sky sight is indicating the thermals are going to be good pretty well up to about 5 o'clock, 5:30, maybe a little bit cumulus again later. And the winds starting off at 21 knots, but steadily coming down to nice steady 12 knots straight down the runway. No times today, they've got the usual culprits. We've got us, of course, at 28. 25 is Barton Stacey. 31 is the Ash Rangers. 32 is the Uphaven telephone call. 33 is the Reading Festival, not applicable for manned aircraft. That's us. 40 is Otmore Rangers. And 44 is us, Bos Comps. Okay, so operationally today then, we will cross-section first. There's all the upper cloud associated with that front very, very rapidly decreasing. All that severe turbulence low down is just going to thin out, and it's indicating Q to about 4,000 feet, maybe a few Q, strata Q later on. From about 10:30, 11 o'clock onwards, and the wind is abating. All the gusts all come right down to a steady westerly 14 knots down the strip. There's a B200 maintenance check flight due to depart in 15 minutes. If it remains serviceable, it'll end up landing somewhere else. If it's unserviceable, it'll end up coming back here. So we need to stay clear of the runway. Not that we'll be on it anyway, because the regional competition is still on, and they will be using the runway. The front is clearing early morning, as in now. It's actually blue outside the window now, 8:30. Winds abating, and a nice flying day all day, becoming westerly 15 by the middle of the afternoon. Thermals possibly blue after about 11 o'clock up to 5,000 feet. We will set up on Club Comp Grid Area 27, and I'll mention that again in a minute, and special rate aerotows only for winch current pilots. So we have 4 K21 available all day, 1 on trial flights, 1 on the booking system with Malcolm George, 3 K13s, and the remaining K21s will be available today. And 778, we might need to quickly get that to the workshop first thing. We're going to do it yesterday, but it's buried in the back of the hangar. Colin just needs to replace the aileron tape on the right-hand aileron. So if we check first thing with the workshop if they're available to accept it, and if so, we'll quickly whip 778 into the workshop. It is flyable. It's just got some black tape on the aileron tape. It doesn't look too neat. There's still some availability on non-comp single-seaters. And general reminder, please, about the buggies. Radios are working well, but we're not insured to carry people not in seats. So no passengers on the rear, please. And the simulator is available throughout the day. Booking system shows Malcolm George. He's got a Charles Zakaskowski first thing in the morning, and Mr. Wang later on this afternoon. But there's a couple of slots in the morning, and maybe he could fill some of the casual list people during that period. All the discuses and the duo discus are all away at competitions, and the single seaters are booked as seen. Okay, so the comfortable grid on runway 27, they're going to take up the whole runway. We're going to continue our operation in the same area we've been all week, launch point Grass North, and that's where will be airtail only club operations. The competition today are programmed to arrive from the west. Now, the issues with that is all our operations are going to be to the north of this buffer zone. Okay, so if we take off on 27, we'll be doing right-hand circuits or northerly circuits to land on 27. Everything from the buffer zone south is the gliding comps area. Okay, we do not go on there at all. If they come in, they'll be landing long on the tarmac or on the grass center. These are all clearly marked from the air. You can see them. So they will be landing long. And if they have height and they wish to, or they're concerned about the wind, they can come and do a southerly circuit to land on the grass south. Okay, we are going to be on the north all day, not venturing south at all. Now, this does mean that later on, maybe 4 o'clock or so, you might be coming into land on 27, and there could be a glider already on the runway rolling to the end of 09. Okay, just expect that. Don't panic. That's the way it is. So if there's any confusion about this, please come and see me. I'll try and speak to all of you before you get airborne just to make sure you're happy with the operations. Okay, right. We'll go and get the stuff out the hangar as soon as you're up and around and ready, and I'll see you all a little bit later. Bye.